Steve, I could one-up you on that last one. My dad and I used to go skiing up at Heavenly Valley. We did the same thing, but we had lobster with the steak. So we'd stop halfway up, bury him. When we were going to have lunch, we'd break out the lobster and steak. And it was the community grills. Everybody else was eating hamburger. We'd break out the lobster. He'd love that melted butter. That was his thing, the butter and the lobster. And everybody else was looking at us and jealous.
As you heard today and saw all of these people that were down here to celebrate his life, and he was one in a million. Just a very special guy, and if you were a friend of his, it was a very special relationship that you had with him. He was not only the best volleyball player in our country, but he was the most fun.
Anybody who plays beach volleyball or indoor volleyball for that matter knows who Gene Selznick is. But the stories you hear about Gene, you know that he was the best player who ever played the game. He was a wizard. I mean, he was absolutely amazing. He was the king. Nobody could come close.
He had a drive to him different than everybody else. Some people have a drive where they're real serious all the time and they don't smile. Gene had a drive, but he smiled all the time. And because of that, he really intimidated people too. And he was so good.
Has some business card typed up with We'll Speak Dippers, promoter Gene Selznick, and a business phone number on the card. And then he mailed this out to numerous clubs all around the country. And I always thought that was so funny because the phone number on the business card that he put down was that State Beach parking lot public telephone.
I remember at one Nationals, Gene took every serve overhand, and every time he took it overhand, he got called for a throw, but he wouldn't stop. And this was in the finals of the Men's Open, and referee Murray Perhan called a foul, a throw on him every time. But he was taking it cleanly. He was trying to prove that you can receive a ball overhand cleanly. And he was a stubborn man. But he had a point to make, and he did his best to do that.
One of the things that he loved more than anything else was eating. And we would go to the most unique restaurants all over Los Angeles because he knew where all of the good food was.
In the last few words we said to each other, last time he always called me Dynamite, because that was my nickname. And he goes, Dino, he said, God, we have a good time at State Beach. And I said to him, it's the best time of my life.
I kind of look at him as the Babe Ruth of volleyball. He was playing in Brazil on an outdoor court in one of the biggest arenas that they have down there. And he stopped, he was going to serve, and he pointed, like, I'm going to score a point right now. He put his finger up,